and slow is the only speed tonight. Low and slow, the midnight does it right. When everything is stripped to the essential. Low and slow, the most preferential way of moving through the late hours, the deep. Low and slow before surrendering to sleep. The body already at the low register. Low and slow, and nothing sinister. In the quiet, just the warm and the through. Low and slow, just me in the dark and you. Somewhere in the world. Low and slow, the midnight temperature. Low and slow, the most the signature of the soul at rest but not yet sleeping. Low and slow, the midnight softly keeping all is warm. Low and slow, the deep end of the night. Low and slow, the warm and the not quite asleep but not awake, the in-between. Low and slow, the most the velvet scene of a midnight slow, the chest voice low. Low and slow, the warm and undertow of the feeling at the deepest register. Low and slow, the midnight minister of the soul. Low and slow. Midnight warm. Low and slow, the way the jazz bar closes. Low and slow, the way the midnight poses its particular questions in the chest. Low and slow, the most the soul rest of the late night, the unhurried and the full. Low and slow, the most the gravity pull of the body toward its rest, the low. Low and slow, the way the embers glow. Low and slow, the chest voice only here. Low and slow, the warm and the sincere depth of the midnight register, the through. Low and slow, the midnight me and you. Low and slow, the deep end of the night. Low and slow, the warm and the not quite asleep and not awake, the in-between. Low and slow, the most the velvet scene of the midnight soul, the chest voice low. Low and slow, the warm and undertow of the feeling at the deepest register. Low and slow, the midnight minister. Stay in the low register. Let the night have the warm. Low and slow is the midnight's own form of the beautiful, the unhurried and the deep. Low and slow is the soul before sleep. Low and slow through every midnight hour. Low and slow, the most the quiet power of the chest voice in the late night air. Low and slow, the warmth is everywhere in the deep end of the soul tonight. Low and slow, the low and warm and right register of the midnight feeling through. Low and slow, the whole night through with you. Velvet is the word for how this feels. Velvet is the texture that the night reveals. When the hours get to the deep and the soft, rich particular warmth aloft. In everything the midnight carries warm. Velvet is the late night's truest form of itself, the draped and low and through. Velvet is the midnight, me and you. Velvet in the voice tonight, low and warm. Velvet in the chest against the storm of the day now done. The velvet settles, velvet through the night. The deep notes, metals traded for the cloth. Velvet, that's the soul at midnight deep. Velvet, that's the feeling before sleep. The rich and low and draped across the room. Velvet, filling up the midnight's womb of dark with something warm and soft and true. Velvet is the midnight, me and you. The low voice in the warm and late night air. Velvet, the soul note everywhere. Velvet, so warm. Velvet is the register I choose. Velvet is the midnight win or lose, the low and warm and breathed into the air. Velvet is the soul note always there, in the chest before the throat, the hum. Velvet is the midnight sweetest drum, or below the undeniable warm. Velvet is the soul's most honest form. Velvet in the dark, the low and through. Velvet in the midnight, me and you. The particular warmth of the chest voice. Velvet is the midnight's only choice. Velvet, that's the soul at midnight deep. Velvet, that's the feeling before sleep. The rich and low and draped across the room. Velvet, filling up the midnight's womb of dark with something warm and soft and true. Velvet is the midnight, me and you. The low voice in the warm and late night air. Velvet, the soul note everywhere. Let the velvet wrap around. Let the low note fill the room. Velvet is the midnight sound. Velvet is the beautiful gloom of the late and the deep, and the chest voice warm. Is the soul in its truest form. Velvet through the whole of the midnight soul. Velvet deep and rich and warm and whole. The low note prayer of the late night chest. Velvet giving midnight its very best. The draped and warm and beautiful low. Velvet through the midnight's undertow of feeling the most of soul tonight. Velvet, low and warm and just right. Velvet. There's a hum that lives in the chest at night, the one that doesn't need the word or the light of articulation, just the low vibration. The most, the purest station of the feeling before it becomes speech. The low and warm, just out of reach of the language, but completely understood. In the body the way it should feel when something real lives underneath. The soul's most intimate wreath. The low note underneath the night. The chest vibration warm and right. The feeling that precedes the word. And the most the soul is heard in the wordless. That's the midnight in my chest. That's the soul at its low best. The warm vibration of the deeply felt. Through every card that life has dealt. The low and warm and underneath it all. Before the rise, before the fall of any word, the pure vibration stays. Through all words don't come at the late hour. When the feeling has its own power to express without the sentence structure. The most pure conjuncture of the body and the soul at midnight. The chest voice at its lowest, right down to the warm vibration of the bone. You never feel it alone when the chest is full of it. The low the midnight's warmest undertow. The language of the deeply moved. The midnight groove of the soul in its most honest rest. The chest voice at its best. That's the midnight in my chest. That's the soul at its low best. The warm vibration of the deeply felt. Through every card that life has dealt. The low and warm and underneath it all. Before the rise, before the fall of any word, the pure vibration stays. Through all my midnight days. When the words run out, let the body speak. The low note through the whole of the week. Up the feeling through the whole of the night. The chest voice low and warm and right. That's the midnight of my soul. Deep and low and warm and whole. The chest vibration of the feeling here. Through every midnight of the year. The wordless and the warm and the below. The deepest register I know. In the chest at midnight, the most real is how the midnight soul does feel. Candlelight confession. The things I say at midnight that I wouldn't dare the day. The particular honesty the low light earns. Candlelight confession. The slow burns of truth that needed darkness to arrive. Candlelight confession, I'm alive in the most honest way when the candle's low. And everything I've carried starts to show in the warm flicker of the after hours. Candlelight confession, the slow powers of the dark and the flame. Candlelight confession, the low and real. Candlelight confession, the most feel of the truth when it's set to the warm flame. Candlelight confession, nothing to claim but the honest. Candlelight confession, low and warm. Candlelight confession, midnight's form of the truth that daylight couldn't hold. Candlelight confession, softly told in the register of the chest and the deep. Candlelight confession, too long asleep. The truth that finally wakes in the low light. Candlelight confession, midnight right. Candlelight. Confession. Candlelight confession, I still love you. Candlelight confession, and it's true. Even now with this particular flame. Candlelight confession, still the same. Warmth I always felt, the low and real. Candlelight confession, the most the feel of the honest that the candlelight confession in the midnight's gentle gloom. The low and the honest, the chest voice and the flame. Candlelight confession says it all the same. Candlelight confession, everything said. Candlelight confession, the long held now lit out into the warm flicker of the night. Candlelight confession, finally right to say it. The low and the real and through. Candlelight confession, all for you. The midnight truth in the lowest register. Candlelight confession, the minister of the honest soul. Underneath the surface of the fine I am, underneath the surface is the whole program of the actual feeling, low and warm. Underneath the surface, past the form of the composed and the presented self. Underneath the surface, on the shelf of the deeper register, the real. Underneath the surface, the chest feel of the truth, the low vibration of the through. Underneath the surface, always you, who I'm carrying. Underneath the surface, the soul no low. Underneath the surface, the undertow of the feeling that the daylight couldn't hold. Underneath the surface, the story told in the chest voice. Underneath the surface, the deep and warm. Underneath the surface, the truest form of everything I am at midnight here. Underneath the surface, the most sincere vibration of the soul, the low and through. Underneath the surface, always you and I, and the feeling in the chest. Underneath the surface, that's the best of the midnight soul. Underneath the surface, underneath the surface of the moving on. Underneath the surface, not quite gone. The feeling and the warmth of what was real. Underneath the surface, the most the feel of the actual, the low, and staying true. Underneath the surface, still the you that I carry in the deepest register. Underneath the surface, the minister of the honest feeling, never quite. Underneath the surface, past the night. Underneath the surface, the chest voice true. Underneath the surface, the low breakthrough of the real that surfaces at midnight. Underneath the surface, in the low light. Underneath the surface, the deep and warm. Underneath the surface, the truest form of everything I am at midnight here. The most sincere vibration of the soul, the low and through. Underneath the surface, always you and I, and the feeling in the chest. Underneath the surface, that's the best. What lives below the words is always the most real. Underneath the surface is the truest feel, the low and warm, the chest voice and the hum. Underneath the surface is where the truth comes from. Underneath the surface, midnight brings it up. Underneath the surface, feeling every cup of the honest feeling, the low and through. Underneath the surface, me and you, the real beneath the managed and the done. Underneath the surface, the setting sun of the day reveals the soul at night. Underneath the Whisper something true to me tonight. Whisper something true, the low lamplight deserves the honest register, the chest. Whisper something true, forget the rest of the performed and the managed and the said. Whisper something true instead of the composed, just the actual you. Whisper something true, the through and low and real, the midnight version. Whisper something true, the immersion in the honest. Whisper something true, the low, no real. Whisper something true, the most, the feel of the night when nothing's left to guard. Whisper something true, however hard. Whisper something true to me right here. Whisper something true, the most sincere thing you haven't said in the daylight yet. Whisper something true, the midnight met us here for this, the low and honest through. Whisper something true, I'll whisper too, the things I've been holding in the chest. Whisper something true, the midnight's best. Whisper something true. Whisper something true, the thing you keep. Whisper something true before you sleep, the low confession of the almost said. Whisper something true before the bed claims you back into the managed state. Whisper something true, it's not too late. At midnight in the lowest register. Whisper something true, the minister of the honest chest voice in the dark. Whisper something true, leave your mark in the midnight air. Whisper something true, the low and warm. Whisper something true, the midnight form of the courage to be heard in the deep. Whisper something true before you sleep. Whisper something true to me right here. Whisper something true, the most sincere thing you haven't said in the daylight yet. Whisper something true, the midnight met us here for this, the low and honest through. Whisper something true, I'll whisper too, the things I've been holding in the chest. Whisper something true, the midnight's best. The whisper is braver than the shout sometimes. Whisper something true in the midnight rhymes of the low and honest, the chest voice and the real. Whisper something true is the deepest feel. Whisper something true. Whisper something true, the whole night through. Whisper something true, just me and you in the low and warm and honest midnight air. Whisper something true, I'm always there to receive the low confession of the real. Whisper something true, the chest voice feel of the honest said in the deep register. Whisper something true, the minister of the midnight soul. Of the midnight soul. Still waters run the deepest, that's the truth. Still waters and the proof is in the midnight quiet of the chest. Still waters run the deepest and the best. Things live below the surface of the calm. Still waters like the low chest song of the feeling that doesn't need to shout. Still waters, the most, the profound doubt, and love and everything runs deep and low. Still waters in the midnight undertow. Still waters, the depth below the quiet. Still waters, the most, the riot, a feeling lives in the low register. Still waters, the midnight minister of the deep soul. Still waters, the low and the profound. Still waters, the most beautiful sound of the feeling that needs no announcement. Still waters, the quiet pronouncement of the deep running through the midnight low. Still waters, the warm and the undertow of the soul at its most, the actual here. Still waters, the deep midnight of the year. Still waters, running deep. Still waters don't need the stirring up. Still waters filling every cup with the deep and the low and the through. Still waters, the midnight me and you. In the particular calm of the late hours. Still waters, the most, the quiet power of the deep chest voice, the low and warm. Still waters, love in its truest form. Still waters, the depth is all the proof. Still waters, beneath the midnight roof of the sky, the low and real and through. Still waters, the most, the deep and true. Still waters, the low and the profound. Still waters, the most, the beautiful sound of the feeling that needs no announcement. Still waters, the quiet pronouncement of the deep running through the midnight low. Still waters, the warm and the undertow of the soul at its most, the actual here. Still waters, the deep midnight of the year. The deepest feeling doesn't need the loud. Still waters running deep, the low beneath the crowd of the surface noise, the deep and warm and true. Still waters running deep is me and you. Still waters through the hold of a midnight soul. Still waters deep and low and hold the quiet depth of everything that's real. Still waters, the most, the just voice feel of the soul at its most honest, the below. Still waters, the midnight undertow of the deep and warm and true and true. Still waters running deep for you. Still waters running deep for you. Brown sugar warmth, the rich and the deep. Brown sugar warmth, the kind that seeps into everything it touches, warm and low. Brown sugar warmth, the slow and undertow of the sweet that isn't sharp or bright. Brown sugar warmth, the midnight right register of the love, the deep and rich. Brown sugar warmth, the most, the niche of the late night feeling in the chest. Brown sugar warmth, the soul at rest, but not yet sleeping. Brown sugar warmth, the low and the through. Brown sugar warmth, the midnight me and you. The particular rich of the chest voice low. Brown sugar warmth, the warm undertow Brown sugar warmth in the midnight air. Brown sugar warmth, the low and the rare. Particular sweetness of the deep register. Brown sugar warmth, the midnight minister of the soul, the rich and the below. Brown sugar warmth, the warm and the slow, dissolving to the feeling of the night. Brown sugar warmth, the warm and right. Brown sugar. Brown sugar warmth is how your love arrives. Brown sugar warmth, the most that thrives of the sweet and rich and low and through. Brown sugar warmth, the particular you in the chest at midnight, warm and deep. Brown sugar warmth before the sleep. The most the soul wants is this particular. Brown sugar warmth, the most spectacular in its unhurried low. Brown sugar warmth, the deep and slow. Brown sugar warmth, the warm undertow of the love that lives in the low register. Brown sugar warmth, the midnight minister. Brown sugar warmth in the midnight air. Brown sugar warmth, the low and the rare. Particular sweetness of the deep register. Brown sugar warmth, the midnight minister of the soul, the rich and the below. Brown sugar warmth, the warm and the slow, dissolving to the feeling of the night. Brown sugar warmth, low, warm and right, rich and warm and low, like the sugar dissolving. Brown sugar warmth is the midnight's way of solving every sharp edge of the day with the deep and sweet. Brown sugar warmth is how the midnight meets the soul. Brown sugar warmth through the whole midnight soul. Brown sugar warmth deep and low and whole, the rich particular sweetness of the night. Brown sugar warmth, the low and the right, register of the feeling in the chest. Brown sugar warmth, the midnight at its best, the dissolving in a warmth and deep and through. Brown sugar warmth, the whole night through with you. Soul note, the lowest one I have. Soul note, deeper than the half of what I usually let out. The down soul note, below the known, the crown of the chest voice at its most itself. Soul note, taken off the shelf of the contain, the let it drop down deep. Soul note, the feeling from the sleep of years of the held high, now the low. Soul note, the midnight undertow of the actual me. Soul note, the deepest register. Soul note, the midnight minister of the chest, the low and the real. Soul note, the most to feel. Soul note, the bottom of the voice. Soul note, the most the honest choice. The go low instead of reaching for the sky. Soul note, the low in the nearby truth of the chest, the warm vibration there. Soul note, in the midnight air, the deepest register of the actual me. Soul note, the most the free. Soul note, the lowest. Soul note, the one that costs nothing. Soul note, the warm and the something below the performance and above the mute. Soul note, the most that absolute. honest place the voice can live. Soul note, the most to give of the chest in the late night hour. Soul note, the most acquired power. Soul note, the deepest midnight sound. Soul note, the warm and the most profound register of the loving in the chest. Soul note, the midnight at its best. The bottom of the voice. Soul note, the most, the honest choice to go low instead of reaching for the sky. Soul note, the low in the nearby truth of the chest, the warm vibration there. Soul note, in the midnight air, the deepest register of the actual me. Soul note, the most free. Go deeper than you think you can. The soul note lives below. Drop into the chest and let the low note go out into the midnight, warm and deep and real. Soul note, the most the feel of the honest. Soul note through the whole of the midnight. Soul note deep and low and hold the chest vibration of the genuine. Soul note where the truth begins in the lowest register of the night. Soul note, the deep and warm and right, the bottom of the voice, the most, the true. Soul note, the whole midnight through with you. Midnight kitchen, everyone else asleep. Midnight kitchen, the hour's mine to keep. The refrigerator hum my only company. Midnight kitchen, the most free I feel is in this particular alone. Midnight kitchen, the low and the warm tone of the house at rest while I am not. Midnight kitchen, the most a thoughtful hour, the low and chest voice through. Midnight kitchen, just me and the residue of the day. Midnight kitchen, the warm and the low. Midnight kitchen, the midnight's undertow of the domestic and the quiet through. Midnight kitchen, the most, the true solitude. Midnight kitchen, the warm and the still. Midnight kitchen, the most, the fill of the soul in the late night hour, the low. Midnight kitchen, the warm and undertow of the house in midnight, just the hum. Midnight kitchen, where the thinking comes in the deepest register of the chest. Midnight kitchen, the midnight's best. Midnight kitchen, just me. Midnight kitchen, the cold light of the fridge. Midnight kitchen, standing on the ridge of the almost sleep, the low and warm. Midnight kitchen, the most, the form of the midnight soul, the chest voice low. In the quiet kitchen, the warm glow of the single lamp above the stove. Midnight kitchen, where the thinking drove me at the deepest hour, the through. Midnight kitchen, the low and the true. Midnight kitchen, the warm and the deep. Midnight kitchen, somewhere between sleep and awaken, the the hum. Midnight kitchen, where the thinking comes in the deepest register of the chest. Midnight kitchen, the midnight's best. The midnight kitchen is its own world. Midnight kitchen, the quiet unfurled, and the warm and the low of the house at rest. Midnight kitchen is where the soul does best. Midnight kitchen, through the low and warm. Midnight kitchen, through the quiet storm of the thinking and the chest voice and the deep. Midnight kitchen, somewhere before sleep, and most the midnight soul does its best work. Midnight kitchen, the place I'll never shirk, for the low and real and chest voice through. Midnight kitchen, the midnight me and you. The low note stays. The low note stays long after the song ends. The low note stays around every bend of the silence, the resonance of the chest. The low note stays, and that's the test of what is real, the staying of the deep. The low note stays, and even in the sleep, it hums beneath the surface of the night. The low note stays, the low in the right register of the feeling that endures. The low note stays, the most pure vibration of the true. The low note stays when the high ones fade. The low note stays through everything that's made and gone and made again. The deep persists. The low note stays, the warmest on the list. The low note stays, the resonance of real. The low note stays, the most the feel of the genuine versus the perform. The low note stays through every midnight storm. Then quiet, the deep vibration holds. The low note stays, and as the story unfolds, the high things fade and the deep things last. The low note stays long after the blast. The low note stays. The low note stays in the room after. The low note stays beneath the laughter, and the gone, the warm vibration there. The low note stays in the midnight air, the particular frequency of the through. The low note stays, and that's the most true thing about the deep, the soul, the chest. The low note stays, the resonance of the best. The low note stays, the deepest and the warm. The low note stays through every shape and form of the feeling in the chest at night. The low note stays, the low and the right. The low note stays, the resonance of real. The low note stays, the most the feel of the genuine versus the perform. The low note stays through every midnight storm. Then quiet, the deep vibration holds. The low note stays, and as the story unfolds, the high things fade and the deep things last. The low note stays long after the blast. Trust the low note, trust the staying power. The low note stays through the midnight hour and beyond into the morning light. The low note stays long after after the night. The lone note stays through the whole midnight soul. The lone note stays deep and warm and whole. The resonance of the chest voice at night. The lone note stays, the low and the right frequency of the genuine and real. The lone note stays the most the feel of a midnight soul, the deep and through. The lone note stays, and I stay with you. Slow burn soul, the kind that doesn't flare. Slow burn soul, the midnight warmth and care of the feeling that builds through the hours low. Slow burn soul, the warm and undertow of the deepening as the night gets late. Slow burn soul, the most awake of the real feeling, the chest voice through. Slow burn soul, the midnight me and you, in the low and the deep and the warm. Slow burn soul, the midnight's truest form. Slow burn soul, the deep and the warm. Slow burn soul, through the midnight storm of feeling, the low and the through. Slow burn soul, the midnight me and you. Slow burn soul, the low and the deep. Slow burn soul, the midnight before sleep, the chest voice and the warm and the low. Slow burn soul, the midnight undertow of the soul that is most the authentic here. Slow burn soul, the midnight of the year, in the deepest register, the warm and through. Slow burn soul, burning low for you. Slow burn, slow burn. Slow burn soul, the embers of the real. Slow burn soul, the most the feel of the genuine and the low in the chest. Slow burn soul, the midnight at its best, not the spectacular but the sustained. Slow burn soul, the most arraigned upon and still burning through the deep. Slow burn soul, the warmth before sleep. Slow burn soul, the low and warm and true. Slow burn soul, the midnight me and you, the chest voice in the deep and the below. Slow burn soul, the warm and the slow. Slow burn soul, the low and the deep. Slow burn soul, the midnight before sleep, the chest voice and the warm and the low. Slow burn soul, the midnight undertow of the soul that is most the authentic here. Slow burn soul, the midnight of the year, in the deepest register, the warm and through. Slow burn soul, burning low for you. Slow burn is the lasting kind. Slow burn soul is where you'll find the real feeling below the spectacular. Slow burn soul is the most particular truth of the night. Slow burn soul through the whole midnight hour. Slow burn soul, the most, the quiet power of the deep and low and warm and through. Slow burn soul, the midnight me and you, the chest voice at its most, the true and deep. Slow burn soul, the warmth before sleep, the embers of the real, the low and right. Slow burn soul, all through the night. Deep water is where the soul lives at night. Deep water, in the low and the right register of the feeling in the chest. Deep water, the midnight at its best is the depth, the pressure of the real. Deep water, the most the feel of the genuine beneath the surface. Deep water, the midnight's truest purpose, to bring you to the deep end of yourself. Deep water, taking the soul off the shelf of the shallow. Deep water, the midnight's invitation. Deep water, the most the situation of the soul at its most honest, the low. Deep water, the warm and the below. Deep water, that's where the soul resides. Deep water, that's where the truth abides. In the low, in the chest, in the warm. Deep water, the midnight's truest form of the feeling, the pressure and the through. Deep water, the midnight, me and you, in the deepest register of the real. Deep water, that's the midnight feel. Deep water, the soul there. Deep water, and I'm comfortable here now. Deep water, and I've learned the how of the staying in the depth without the fear. Deep water, the midnight year by year has taught me that the deep end is the real. Deep water, the most the genuine feel of the soul at its most the true. Deep water, the midnight, me and you. Deep water, the low and the warm. Deep water, through the midnight storm, a feeling, the chest voice and the deep water, the warmth before sleep. Deep water, that's where the soul resides. Deep water, that's where the truth abides. In the low, in the chest, in the warm. Deep water, the midnight's truest form of the feeling, the pressure and the through. Deep water, the midnight, me and you, in the deepest register of the real. Deep water, that's the midnight feel. Don't be afraid of the deep water soul. Deep water is where you become whole. The depth is the gift, the low is the truth. Deep water is the midnight's proof. Deep water, through the whole midnight soul. Low and warm and whole. The deepest register of the real. Deep water, the chest voice feel of the genuine beneath the night. Deep water, the low and the right depth of the soul at its most the true. Deep water, the midnight, me and you. Deep water. Warm, dark, the particular comfort of warm, dark, the midnight and the love of the enveloped and the held by night. Warm, dark, the the right temperature of the soul at rest. Warm, dark, the midnight at its best is not the cold dark, but the warm, warm dark. The form of the midnight soul, the held in through. Warm dark, the midnight me and you. Warm dark, the chest voice and the low. Warm dark, the midnight undertow of the held feeling in the dark. Warm dark, the soul's most honest mark. Warm dark, the midnight's truest gift. Warm dark, the gentle lift of the enveloped and the held in deep. Warm dark, the feeling before sleep, the chest voice and the warm and low. Warm dark, the midnight undertow of the soul wrapped in the dark and through. Warm dark, the midnight me and you. Warm dark, held in warm dark, the blanket of the late. Warm dark, the intimate comfort of the surrounded and the low. Warm dark, the warm and the below of the feeling in the chest at night. Warm dark, the midnight softest light is no light, is the warm enveloped through. Warm dark, the midnight me and you. Warm dark, the low and the hell. Warm dark, the midnight quietly spelled in the chest voice and the warm below. Warm dark, the midnight undertow. Warm dark, the midnight's truest gift. Warm dark, the gentle lift of the enveloped and the held in deep. Warm dark, the feeling before sleep, the chest voice in the warm and low. Warm dark, the midnight undertow of the soul wrapped in the dark and through. Warm dark, the midnight me and you. The dark doesn't have to be cold. Warm dark is the midnight's gift wrapped around the soul. The warmth in the rift of the late hour, the held and the low. Warm dark is the midnight's undertow. Warm dark through the whole midnight soul. Warm dark, held and low and whole, the comfort of the enveloped night. Warm dark, the low and the right embrace of the midnight's darkest hour. Warm dark, the chest voice and its power to find a warmth inside the deep and through. Warm dark, the midnight holding you. Soul food and the music is the meal. Soul food, the deep chest feel of the sound that feeds the actual you. Soul food, the midnight coming through with exactly what the soul requires. Soul food, the slow burn fires of the neo soul in the late night hour. Soul food, the chest voice and its power to feed the deep and the real and through. Soul food, the midnight meal for you. Soul food, the low and the warm plate. after midnight, serving all the deep and the real. Soul food, the chest voice feel. Soul food, the midnight feeding deep. Soul food, the nourishment before sleep. The chest voice in the low and warm. Soul food, the midnight's truest form of giving to the soul what it requires. Soul food, the most the slow burn fires of the genuine and the low and through. Soul food, the midnight meal for you. Soul food, fed deep. Soul food, the kind that stays with you. Soul food, the midnight and the true nourishment of the actual soul. Soul food, the most, the whole of what the chest voice gives the late night. Soul food, the low and the right, serving of the deep and the warm and real. Soul food, the midnight's truest meal. Soul food, the chest voice deep and through. Soul food, the midnight me and you, feeding on the low and warm and real. Soul food, the most the feel. Soul food, the midnight feeding deep. Soul food, the nourishment before sleep. The chest voice in the low and warm. Soul food, the midnight's truest form of giving to the soul what it requires. Soul food, the most the slow burn fires of the genuine and the low and through. Soul food, the midnight meal for you. The music feeds the soul, the low note nourishes. Soul food, the midnight is where the deep flourishes. Into the warm and the through, the chest voice and the real. Soul food, the midnight is the most nourishing meal. Soul food, through the whole midnight soul. Soul food, deep and low and whole. The nourishment of the chest voice real. Soul food, the most the feel of the flesh. Soul food, and the warm and the cool. Soul food, the midnight me and you. The deep and genuine meal of the night. Soul food, the low and the warm and right. Soul food, after midnight. After midnight, everything gets honest. After midnight, the most the fondest feeling laughs when the guard is long asleep. After midnight, the low and the deep take over from the managed and the said. After midnight, long past the bed of reason, the chest voice and the low. After midnight, the warm and undertow of the feeling that couldn't say itself. After midnight, taken off the shelf of the contained. After midnight, the soul speaks low. After midnight, the midnight's undertow of the honest and the deep and real. After midnight, the most the feel. After midnight, the low and the through. After midnight, the midnight me and you in the deepest register of the night. After midnight, the low and the right, chest voice and the warm and late. After midnight, the most the wait was worth it. This particular low. After midnight, the warm undertow. After midnight, the After midnight, the city's finally quiet. After midnight, no more the riot of the day, just the low and the warm. After midnight, the midnight's truest form of itself, the stripped and the below. After midnight, the warm and the slow chest voice of the soul at its most. Late after midnight, the most the intimate. After midnight, the low and the real. After midnight, the chest voice feel of the genuine in the deep hour. After midnight, the quiet power. After midnight, the low and the through. After midnight, the midnight me and you in the deepest register of the night. After midnight, the low and the righteous voice in the warm and late. After midnight, the most the wait was worth it, this particular low. After midnight, the warm undertows take. After midnight, let the deep come in. After midnight is where the soul has been waiting to be honest in the lowest register. After midnight, the truest minister. After midnight, through the whole midnight soul. After midnight, low and deep and whole, the latest hour and the most the real. After midnight, the chest voice feel of everything that couldn't come before. After midnight, the open deepest door of the soul, the warm and low and through. After midnight, the whole night through with you. The weight of warmth, the particular press, the weight of warmth, the chest and the yes of the loved feeling, the low and the through. The weight of warmth, the midnight in you, the weighted blanket of the genuine, the weight of warmth where the real begins, in the chest voice low and the press down deep. The weight of warmth, the warmth before sleep. The weight of warmth, the low and the hell. The weight of warmth, the most the swelled feeling in the chest, the warm and deep. The weight of warmth, the midnight and the keep. The weight of warmth, the midnight soul tonight. The weight of warmth, the low and the right, pressure of the loved and the through. The weight of warmth, the midnight me and you in the deepest register of the hell. The weight of warmth, the most the swelled feeling in the chest, the warm and deep. The weight of warmth, the warmth before sleep. The weight, the weight of warmth. The weight of warmth, the low vibration there. The weight of warmth in the midnight air. The press of the genuine on the chest. The weight of warmth, the midnight at its best. Is this the weighted and the warm and low? The weight of warmth, the midnight undertow of the held and the loved and the through. The weight of warmth, the midnight me and you. The weight of warmth, the low and the real. The weight of warmth, the chest voice feel of the genuine love in the midnight deep. The weight of warmth, the warmth before sleep. The weight of warmth, the midnight soul tonight. The weight of warmth, the low and the right, pressure pressure of the love, then the through, the weight of warmth, the midnight me and you in the deepest register of the held, the weight of warmth, the most that swell, the feeling in the chest, the warm and deep, the weight of warmth, the warmth before sleep. Love has a weight, a warm and good weight. The weight of warmth is love at its most great. The press of the genuine, the low and the held. The weight of warmth is the soul's most swell expression. The weight of warmth, the weight of warmth through the whole midnight soul. The weight of warmth, heavy and whole, the warm and low vibration of the love. The weight of warmth, the gift from above, the ordinary, the pressed into the chest. The weight of warmth, the midnight at its best, the held in warm and low and deep and through. The weight of warmth, the midnight holding you. The softest good night, the chest voice low. The softest good night, the midnight's undertow of the closing of the late night hours. The softest good night, the quiet powers of the soul saying what it needs to say before the dark gives away today. The softest good night, the low and warm. The softest good night, the midnight's form of the closing and the held and through. The softest good night for me and you. The softest good night, the low and real. The softest good night, the most the feel of the midnight soul at its most the close. The softest good night, the warm and most. The softest good night, the chest voice low. The softest good night, the midnight's glow of the final warmth, the low and deep. The softest good night, the edge of sleep. The soul that is most the genuine true. The softest good night for me and you. The warmest closing of the midnight hour. The softest good night, the quiet power. The softest good night. The softest good night, the low vibration. The softest good night, the chest sensation of the closing and the warmth and the through. The softest good night for me and you. The particular love of the letting go. The softest good night, the midnight slow surrender to the sleep, the deep and warm. The softest good night, the most the form. The softest good night, the midnight's last. The softest good night, the warm contrast of the chest voice low before the sleep. The softest good night, the warmth to keep. The softest good night, the chest voice low. The softest good night, the midnight's glow of the final warmth, the low and deep. The softest good night, the edge of sleep. The soul that is most the genuine through. The softest good night for me and you. The warmest closing of the midnight hour. softest goodnight, the quiet power. Goodnight in the lowest register, the softest goodnight, the midnight minister of the deep and warm, the soul closing into the soft sleep. The softest goodnight is the warmth to keep. The softest goodnight through the midnight soul. The softest goodnight, low and warm and whole. The chest voice closing out the late night air. The softest goodnight, the warmth still there in the deep and low and held and through. The softest goodnight for me and you. The midnight soul's most gentle last refrain. The softest goodnight until the night again. Before the sun comes, the most the low. Before the sun comes, the midnight's undertow pulls deepest in the hour before the first. Before the sun comes, the most the thirst of the soul quenched in the deep and dark. Before the sun comes, the most the mark of the midnight soul, the chest voice through. Before the sun comes, just me and you, in the low and the warm of the late. Before the sun comes, the most the weight of the beautiful dark. Before the sun comes, the deepest hour. Before the sun comes, the quiet power of the chest voice in the pre-dawn low. Before the sun comes, the warm and below. Before the sun comes, the low and the deep. Before the sun comes, the edge of sleep. The chest voice in the darkest register. Before the sun comes, the minister of the soul at its most, the true and low. Before the sun comes, the midnight slow, last breath of the deep and warm and through. Before the sun comes, just me and you. Before the sun comes. Before the sun comes, the midnight's final gift. Before the sun comes, the most the lift of the deep soul into the last low hour. Before the sun comes, the quiet power, the pre-dawn and the chest voice there. Before the sun comes, in the dark air, the most the soul at its most the true. Before the sun comes, just me and you. Before the sun comes, the low and through. Before the sun comes, the midnight and you, the chest voice and the pre-dawn deep. Before the sun comes, the warmth before sleep. Before the sun comes, the low and the deep. Before the sun comes, the edge of sleep. The chest voice in the darkest register. Before the sun comes, the minister of the soul at its most, the true and low. Before the sun comes, the midnight slow, last breath of the deep and warm and through. Before the sun comes, just me and you. The last dark hour, before the dawn arrives. Before the sun comes, is where the midnight thrives most complete. Before the sun comes, the whole night hell. Before the sun comes, the most the swell depth of the midnight soul, the chest and low. Before the sun comes, the warm and below, the surface of a sleeping world. Just us. Before the sun comes, the most the fuss of the day hasn't arrived yet. Just the deep. Before the sun comes, the warmth of sleep approaching. Approaching. Sleep so the midnight's done its work. Sleep so no longer need to search for the honest in the low and deep. Sleep so the midnight's earned the sleep. The chest voice has been true all through the night. Sleep so the low and warm and right register of the genuine has spoken. Sleep so nothing left unspoken in the depths of the midnight soul. Sleep so the deep and warm and whole. Sleep so the midnight gives you this. Sleep so the most the soft, the bliss of the earned rest, the low voice done. Sleep so the deep night almost gone. Sleep so the chest voice low is now. Sleep so the midnight takes its bow of the deep and low and warm and through. Sleep so just me and you in the softest closing of the night. Sleep, sleep so the low and the right surrender to the dark and the deep rest. Sleep so the midnight's done its best. Sleep so 19 tracks of the low. Sleep so the midnight's undertow has carried you through every deep hour. Sleep so the quiet power of the chest voice in the late night air. Sleep so the warmth still there in every low note of the real and through. Sleep so the midnight's been true. Sleep so the earned and the deep. Sleep so the softest of all sleep. The chest voice resting in the warm below. Sleep so the midnight's letting go. Sleep so the chest voice lowers now. Sleep so the midnight takes its bow of the deep and low and warm and through. Sleep so just me and you in the softest closing of the night. Sleep so the low and the right surrender to the dark and the deep rest. Sleep so the midnight's done its best. For everyone who listened through the whole midnight soul. Sleep now, let the low note carry you to whole and deep and warm and rested. The midnight's work is done. Sleep so under the gentle sun that's coming. Sleep so the whole midnight album through. Sleep so the low and warm and true register of the genuine at rest. Sleep so the midnight at its best was every low note given to the dark. Sleep so each warming on its mark of the chest voice in the late night air. truth is always there, even in the quiet.